It's one more video, then I'm done with CARM Harm 1.2, but I still have to finish 2. Yeah! Ba-dum-dum-dum-bum. Alright, Deconverted Man here, and it's time to read through more Slick stuff. And then I'll do one more video where I read through more of Matt Slick stuff, and then I'll have a video about Matt Slick. Even though I thought I was done, I'm not quite done. I'm done reading his stuff at any rate. It's Matt Slick's fault. Here we go. What militant atheism and Islam have in common by Robin, edited by Matt Slick. So it's a double dosing. I've got Robin back now, but this is edited by Slick. So anything that comes after this sentence of what militant atheism and Islam have in common can't be good and is bound to have logical fallacies, but here we go. At first blush, you mean brush? Blush? Whatever. Atheism and Islam couldn't seem more different, and at second and third as well. Atheism denies the existence of any supernatural deity, whereas Islam, whose name means submission, I don't believe you because he gave no reference to that, is monotheistic and asserts a supreme supernatural God named Allah. Blessed be his name. You forgot that part. Atheism denies any life beyond this world. For the most part, yeah. Well, Islam teaches that those Muslims who good works exceed their bad will spend eternity with Allah. You forgot, blessed be his name again. After life on earth, with both Muslims who lack works and non-Muslims being punished after death. And on it goes. Well, that was kind of a brief summary of their beliefs. Okay, whatever. However, there is one thing that both the faith of atheism, yes, atheism is indeed a faith-based system. No, it's not, Robin or Slick. No, you're wrong. And Islam have in common. They aggressively do everything in their power to silence any voice that dares to challenge their ideology. No, Robin. No, Slick. No. 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 Yes on the Islam thing, maybe, for the militants. No for the militant atheism. No. Now, to be fair... yeah, right. I must add a qualifier to both atheism and Islam in this regard. I've had dialogues with both atheists and Muslims who were very respectful. Truly considered my arguments for Christianity, certainly respected my intelligence, and defended my right to voice an opinion that was contrary to their own. I have benefited greatly in discussions with such people and appreciate their correcting me on inadequate arguments that I've asked them to consider. Bull crap, Robin, or Slick, depending on whose words I'm reading here. I don't believe you. Don't believe you because you're writing this article. This article shouldn't exist if what you just said was true. But you need to desperately strawman militant atheism because you need to poison the well and make atheism as a whole look bad. So you're going to say these sort of kind words as you continue to strawman and poison the well of, quote, militant atheism, end quote. Yeah, I'm just keeping the thing on the screen as I comment on it to get through this thing. Okay, so where was I? Yes. By contrast, it is militant Islam and atheism, which I call hatetheism. Really? Okay, whatever. That seeks to stifle any person that calls into the question of the validity of their worldviews. Really, let's get some examples of that. Where are these militant atheists and who are they and what are they doing to stifle any questions on their ideas? Can you cite some examples? No. Okay. Now, it's easy. It's going to be easy for the militant Islam stuff. That's surely we've got that, So, yeah. We know what they do. They kill people. So where's your evidence of the militant atheists doing this? Not on this website. Okay. Or anywhere because it doesn't exist. And if it does, show me it, Robin or Slick. Alright, where are we? The blah blah. Okay, so the fact that militant Islam practices such a thing is no news to anyone remotely educated on the movement. Okay, sure. One needs to look no further than the high-profile imprisonment of Yorkshire. Oh my word, I'm not going to pronounce that name. Who was arrested in 2009 for being a Christian and for preaching Christianity in Iran. That guy was kind of dumb for doing that, but maybe he made a point that free speech was being denied and was willing to be arrested. So maybe it wasn't a bad move on his part. But nonetheless, the former charge labeled against Pastor Yordorf is blasphemy against Islam. While militant Islam's persecution against non-Muslims is widely acknowledged, what isn't so well known is that Hatetheism really operates in the exact same way as militant Islam. Let's see those datas and links and stuff. It's not going to be there. Hatetheism, again, really just poison the well. Okay. Both insults and tries to humiliate anyone who professes faith in God. Oh no, how horrible that you're getting insulted and or humiliated. How horrible. And does everything it can to silence those it considers its enemies. Like what? What's it doing to silence the people? Insulting and or humiliating somebody doesn't silence you, just makes fun of you. What are they doing to silence you? Are they censoring you? Are they false flagging your videos? What are they do? Are they trying to take down your website? What are they doing to silence you? Can you give any example at all? One. Now, for example, comedian Bill Myers, a Hatetheist, really, has openly stated that the opinions of religious people should not be respected, and has gone on to say, quote, "We are a nation that is unenlightened because of religion. I do believe that. I think that religion stops people from thinking, ... I think religion is a neurological disorder, ... I am just embarrassed that it has been taken over by people like evangelists, by people who do not believe in science and rationality." And they have a link to where he said that, an actual reference. This last comment was especially absurd as the number of faith-believing scientists, philosophers, historians, and other thinkers are legion. What? But that's not a link to where Bill Myers said that. That's just complaining more that there are people that believe in stuff that happen to be scientists, philosophers, historians, and such. As far as being legion, like, oh, there's a lot of them. Okay, so it's appeal to popularity. It's not your faith necessarily, so whatever. But they're with us, so whatever. And appeal to novelty of Bill Maher. Who cares? What? So, okay, how is Bill Maher saying that silencing you? He's just saying what he believes. And sporting such a spirit, it is not surprising that Hatheists, I'm not gonna use that word anymore. I have to say it because it's in this thing, so whatever. Have no desire for any dialogue with others who do not share their opinions. Really? A case in point is the first Reason Rally, which was held in Washington, D.C. on March 24th, 2012, with headliners like Richard Dawkins and other similar famous atheists being present. When Tom Gilson, editor of the book True Reason, contacted David Silverman of American Atheists to inform them that Christians would be present at the Reason Rally and were interested in having a respectful dialogue with the atheist group, with a formal debate between Dawkins and Christian apologist William Lane Craig was also being proposed, he was told the following: "Make no mistake, you're not welcome guests at the rally. We're not going to D.C. for dialogue with people who believe ridiculous things. We're going to have fun with other like-minded people. Those who proselytize or interfere with our legal and well-deserved enjoyment will be escorted to the First Amendment pen by security, which will be plentiful, where you can stand with the rest row sink, it was misspelled, Baptists, and shout out yourselves hoarse. Spread us among the crowd is not substance for a permit. Indeed, I will be meeting with the Parks Commission on Tuesday to discuss how to handle your intrusive permitless counter protest. Wow, that was a big quote. And they have a citation. Hey, that was in thinkingchristian.net. Reason rally organizer says no to dialogue, so I have to now be skeptical that that's what they said because it's on a website that I would have to be skeptical of. A better citation would have been, from a skeptical website of some sort. But I'll believe you that this was really said. Okay, here's the thing. Hosting a debate can be done, but not at this. This is not for that. The reason rally and stuff like that are just, come on, we're here to talk to ourselves about things and make fun of religion and maybe talk about strategies or whatever. It's our time, not yours. It's their time up there. It's our time in here. Okay? You get your platform whenever you get your platform. Dawkins has unexplicitly said he won't debate William Lane Craig. Period. It's just not going to happen. Okay? Wham, wham, cry, cry, cry. It's not going to happen. Although I think Matt Dillahunty has an interesting idea of how to make it happen. But at any rate, it's not going to happen, people. So just get over it. It's kind of like complaining, what if the atheist group wanted to come along? Let's just say we get a bunch of atheists together. American Atheists Association or whatever. A bunch of people Aaron Raw knows or some, whatever. And we say to Matt Slick, hey, we want to come along with you on that cruise that you're offering for apologetics. And then when he turns us down, we're going to put it on our website and complain that you wouldn't let us come. Because that's your thing. Okay? That's your thing that people have to pay inordinate amounts of money to get into. Alright? By the way, I would jump ship really soon and probably drown and be far better off. I would try to talk to Slick for maybe a few minutes and then I would jump overboard. I wouldn't throw him overboard because my moral code would not allow me to do that. But I would totally jump overboard if I was to do the apologetic cruise. So, but yeah, they would say no to that. Of course, they would say no to that. So there's just this is just whining that you guys weren't allowed to come to something that's not yours. And it sounds like there's more going on here than you're letting on to. It sounds like really there was some sort of counter, we want to protest you guys doing this. This is the first time that it was ever done. We want to debate you. We want to do something. No. Look, we're going to do our thing, and we're not allowing people to proselytize here, or we're not debating here. We're not doing any of that here. If you want to debate, maybe we'll debate some other place, some other time, but we're not doing that now. And you're going to complain about that as if that is some surprising thing. Duh, it's not the venue for it. It's like, hey, can we go to a super mega church with a bunch of atheists and all come on stage and talk about how wonderful atheism is? What? No, you don't want us to do that? You'll ask us to leave if we do? Oh my word, I never saw that coming. Well, Silverman and his group have no problem erecting billboards during such time as Christmas and Easter that mock Christianity and thus insert themselves into Christian holidays. It appears they have no desire to have Christians intrude into their events. Come on. One thing is not the other. You guys and gals have had free reign for a long, long time. Guess what? Party's over. We're here. And we're loud. And we're not going away. And we're going to make our presence known in various different ways. And you're just going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to accept it. Because guess what? If you get to put up a billboard that says God exists, I get to put up a billboard that says God doesn't exist. And if you're ruining Christmas, good. I don't care. I want to ruin Christmas because I hate it, if that's my thing. But if we're gonna have, I spent money for that billboard. So I get to put whatever I want within certain obvious restrictions on it. And boo-hoo-hoo, but you're ruining our holiday, and you won't let us come to your rally. Will you let us come to your apologetic crap? No, of course not. Okay? Where is a single article from an atheist on your site about atheism? So, boo-hoo, you won't let us write an article for CARM, will you? Shut up, you stupid, whiny, Robin, Slick combo. Really. Now, I'm silencing you because I said shut up. No, you can still talk. I'm just saying shut up. You're being stupid. Seriously, this is ludicrous. And you haven't made any connection between the two groups of militant Islam and militant atheists. You're just saying, they won't let us do things. That's so bad. They're telling us that we're making fun of us. They're ruining Christmas. Wow. Have they bombed people and killed them and stuff? No. Have they actually censored anything? No. Oh, you're taking down the Ten Commandments from the building. Yeah, because that was paid for by I'm sure that's going to be in here. Okay, so much for being free thinkers. You're an idiot. Robin, Slick, you're idiots. Yeah, I could cite the logical fallacies, but what good is it going to do, right? Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Just realized logical fallacy counter's not here, and I said I was going to count up the logical fallacies during this series, didn't I? Oh, man. Oh, that means I have to redo this whole thing? No. I know what I'll do. I'll finish my rant about this stupid page, and then I'll count up how many times Robin was completely wrong about everything that she said. One last illustration of hatetheism. Oh, my words. Doing its best to silence opponents is when supposed neutral scientists who are really devotees to philosophical naturalism shut down any peer that dares to challenge certain teachings of evolution. Oh, my sweet Bane in a jar. Robin, you can't be serious. Please stop. Stop. Okay. There's more to be read from this page. I know there's more to be read. The moment that you guys have anything scientific, we'll let it in. Okay? Bill Nye said it best. One piece of evidence is all it would take. No one is censoring it. Okay? But you can't just publish a paper that says stuff is science without a proper peer review. You can't just say and insert intelligent design as if it's science without showing the science. That's the thing. This isn't scientists muting other scientists. It's scientists requiring other scientists to do actual science. That's what it is. And it's not, we're afraid of being challenged. No, absolutely not. Being able to prove a supernatural deity would be a huge thing in science. That would change the world. But as Slick is going to say later, asking for material evidence of a non-material God is wrong. So science can't say anything about the supernatural. Yet here you're complaining that people are trying to say stuff about the supernatural. Well, it's intelligent design. That's different. No, it's not. Because intelligent design is just creationism repackaged. But you can say whatever you want. It's when you try to publish it and you try to make it like it is science without showing any science that you're going to lose your job, probably, or at least not be taken seriously. Anyways, alright, a good example of this current legal case of David Copperfield. Oh, sorry, I wanted to say David Copperfield. David Copperidge versus his former employer, NASA, who first demoted and then fired Copperidge after he shared DVDs of intelligent design with some of his coworkers. Yeah, good for them. Because we don't need that crap at NASA. That doesn't belong here. We don't want it here. And we're not going to have it here because it's not science. And maybe he was doing other stuff as well, like proselytizing. And maybe they said, you know what, if you're working for us, you cannot proselytize. You agree to that. Sure, I signed that. And that's why he was fired. I don't know. You don't actually cite this legal case or whatever. Did he win? I bet he didn't. But anyways, commenting on how aggressive the adherence to naturalism can be, whatever. Whatever. I can't pronounce words, people. You know that. Jun John Shan. You're just giving me all these words I can't say. Stated, in China, we can criticize Darwin, but not the government. In America, you can criticize the government, but not Darwin. Did these number 3? Okay, John Lennox, God's Undertaker, Science Buried God, page 93. Oh, appeal to John Lennox. That should be a logical fallacy. Okay, so that cherry pick quote is from a book that I wouldn't care about. So, don't care what that guy said. And we're beyond Darwin at this point. And you can criticize Darwin all you want. What you need to do if you want to do real science is show something different that's actual science. No one has done it yet. Anyone that brings something forward that would actually change how we look at biological evolution would get a Nobel Prize, no ifs, ands, or buts, and it would be huge. It would be all over, and atheists would be the first ones to say, yeah, that's real science. And you guys would be like, we won, we finally did it. No, it doesn't prove you were right. It just means that this thing wasn't what we thought it was. And so we revise our understanding to fit with reality. But no one's done that. No one's presented any evidence because there isn't any. It's a philosophy, not a science. Anyways, whatever. Back to complaining about stuff. Robin continues, and or Slick, I don't know. Commenting on how aggressive... oh, yeah, just read that part. Blah, blah, okay. Those knowing the history of this battle in academia will remember that Darwinian advocates only asked their view be taught alongside intelligent design in the early 1900s. But now they do everything in their power to shut the door in ID's face because ID is not science and shouldn't be taught as science because it's not science. Noting the double standard in situations like this, Razui Zakaros, I don't care about that guy, has said, it is not odd that whenever it has power, literalism is anything but liberal, both in the area of religion and politics. We can also add science to that list. Because science is a thing that is real, and ID isn't. That's the problem you're having there, Robin, okay? I know you want desperately that ID would be a thing, but it's not. It's not science. It will never be science. It can't be science because it's creationism repackaged. We all know that. It's never going to be science. If it was, when I asked Matt Slick, what evidence is there for God? He would have just been, look at all this. But he didn't. You guys don't have squat. Wham, wham, wham. Butt hurt much? Okay. I think most would agree that the argument is the only reason a person should believe anything, and that is that particular thing is true. Wait. Let me read this again. I think most everyone would agree with the argument that the only reason a person should believe anything is that particular thing is true. Yeah. I agree. It's too bad you're not doing that, Robin slash Slick. If Islam was true, or if Islam is true, we should all be Muslims. No, disagree. In a moment, I'll explain why. If atheism is true, we should all be atheists. And if Christianity is true, we should all be Christ followers. Okay. There's a difference between recognizing what's true and being part of a group. Okay? If it was somehow demonstrated to me that Christianity was true, I still wouldn't be part of it. And you might think that very foolish, but I just wouldn't be. I'd be like, well, that's real. I'd admit to it, I'd defend it, I'd point out the logical arguments for it, but I wouldn't join it because I'm morally opposed to that sort of deity, and I will take my punishment when it comes. And I will say the same thing to it. It's your fault for creating me this way. You created me, and I have this moral compass, and this moral compass says you're evil and vile, and I'm not going to bow to you. I'm not going to kiss your rear end. I'm not going to love you. I'm not going to obey you. I'm not going to do anything you want me to do. So whatever you do to me, that's on you, not on me. Tough luck. Boil me in boiling butter for all eternity. Which, actually, that's the punishment that the lobster deity laps out on Turtleless. Only Turtleless, not anyone else. We just hate Turtleless. But, you know, if Islam was true, or if Christianity was true, that doesn't necessarily mean you would be part of it. And if atheism is true, which is kind of a weird statement to make, because it's making it seem like atheism is a position that there isn't a God rather than just a lack of belief in God, but whatever. If it's true that there is no deity, we should all accept that that's the case. We won't, because people don't do that. They don't behave that way. The Earth is a obloid spheroid, yet there is flat Earth believers. There's people that disbelieve we went to the moon. And, of course, we have creationists who deny the age of the Earth and deny biological evolution, despite the overwhelming evidence for both of those things. And it's people like Robin and editor Matt Slick who kind of grease the wheels so these people can keep rolling along. And you're upset because people are saying you're full of it, and they're not backing down. That's what you're upset at. Nobody is censoring you. Nobody is muting you. They're just arguing and telling you that you're wrong. Oh. But again, you know, there's a difference between recognizing reality and being part of a group, okay? You might recognize that there's no deity, but you might still pray. Because people are weird like that, you know? Anyways, but the fact is, sometimes people will say their truth seekers aren't interested in hearing the truth, like Robin and Matt Slick. There are other factors at work other than a commitment to what's really true, and these influences can often bring together those who are otherwise enemies of each other. Basically, more poisoning of the well. But the fact is, sometimes people who say they're without a doubt, militant Islam and Hatetheism seem to have absolutely nothing in common. Because Hatetheism isn't a thing, and because they don't. But, when it comes to shutting down anyone who dares oppose them, they couldn't be more alike. And indeed, make comfortable bedfellows. Really? Robin / Slick? I give you an F minus. Multiple minuses on this. Of all of everything that I've read on CARM's website, this is the crappiest article you guys have. And I know they're not going to listen to this video. This is intellectual dishonesty at its peak. I would love to talk to Robin. You know what, Robin? You can come debate me on my channel anytime you want. You'll get your time, I'll get my time. I'm not afraid because I have facts and you have faith. And as long as I have facts and you have faith, I'll always, always be right. And you will always, always be wrong. What I got from the conversation with Slick when I talked to him was somebody who's really good at dodgeball, but with words. Um, it wasn't a debate, but he tried to make it into one. For an actual debate between Robin and myself, or Matt Slick and myself, it would be formatted so that both people get equal time, so that it's moderated with somebody that's not gonna interrupt every 5 seconds. Matthew 4:19. It's going to be that both people get to present their arguments, and then whoever's is valid wins. But that would only be if you cared about logic, which you don't, because if you did, you wouldn't have written this nonsense. You failed to show how the two have anything in common. Because making fun of people and insulting people or not letting them come to your conferences that are your conferences is miles and miles away from actually killing people or outright censorship. And you know the difference, Robin and or Slick. You've got to. And if you want to debate me on this subject, I'm right here. Come debate me. You won't do it because you're both intellectually dishonest, but and I'm not that big of a person. Well, it might be another reason, but at any rate, that's it for this mess. Oh, right, I'm supposed to count up the logical fallacies. Okay, this is gonna take a while, so I'll be back. Well, it will be instant for you, but for me it will be like mind-wrenchingly numbing, and I blame Robin this time. Alright, so I'm back. That was instant for you, but it took me a while. I count at least 20 logical fallacy. I say at least because there's multiple instances of poisoning the well and straw man here, as well as a failure to show any sort of connection between these two groups at all. I mean, they're trying to silence us. No, one's trying to kill you, and the other one's just not talking to you during certain events that are run by them. That's not silencing you. It's just, this is the most pathetic attempt of poisoning the well that I have seen in quite some time, Robin / Slick. And this undoes any kind of good that you might have had in your previous stuff. To say all this, to say that you've talked to atheists and you've benefited, but then to say this bull, it's a turnoff, Robin. If you were legit at all, you wouldn't have written this article. And you should take it down and be ashamed that it doesn't need to be there. It's one giant poisoning of the well, and it adds at least 20 logical fallacies to the pot. There's more than 20, but I'm just going to cap it at 20 because I'm not going to sit here and try to count every time you use the word hatetheist. That's poisoning of the well. It's not even a real word. I mean, I know you made it a word, but whatever, Robin / Slick. At least I only have one more nonsensical thing to look at, and then I'm done, at least with CARM. CARM, it's never over. It's never